Jansen Harris here with the Flying High podcast. The Falcons get blown out for a second straight game, 25-0 Thursday Night Football. They were embarrassed. I first want to say this. Where the heck were the fans at? It looked like a preseason game literally last night. It looked like the Patriots had as many fans as the Falcons did. It didn't look pretty at all. It looked terrible. Patriots, they took care of business. They punched the Falcons in the mouth. They got 4 sacks. They got pressure on the quarterback all day long. Matt Ryan, he struggled, didn't have the protection. He was 19 for 28, a buck 53, 2 picks. Josh Rosen, he came in the game, threw an interception. Felipe Franks, he came in the game, threw an interception. The Patriots, ball hawks all over the field. You have to give them credit. Devin McCourty got himself one. Phillips got himself one. It was just J.C. Jackson got another interception. So just looking at the whole team performance, it was just terrible for the Falcons. And there was a couple questionable fourth down plays and questionable decisions on the side for the Falcons where potentially they could have got points, kicked the field goal, or just they were too predictable. Yeah, they were 1 for 2 on fourth down, but there was a sequence where it was 3rd and 1. They ran the ball, and then they basically tried to do the same thing on 4th and 1. So the play calling wasn't good. This is a second straight game where they get punched in the mouth, completely blown out, and they look like they're in rebuild mode. Matt Ryan has 4 interceptions the last 2 weeks. The offensive line looks like a disaster. If the offensive line isn't playing well, that means Matt Ryan isn't playing well. If Matt Ryan is playing well, the offensive line is playing well, and vice versa. So that's how that goes. For the Patriots, Mac Jones, he really just made one mistake, getting picked off by A.J. Terrell. Probably a ball he wants to get back. Double coverage, nothing's there. A.J. Terrell, amazing play, great interceptions, first interception of the season. But pretty much Mac Jones wasn't bad. 22 for 26, 207, a touchdown. Stevenson on the ground, 12 carries, 69 yards. Harris on the ground, 10 carries, 56 yards. So the Patriots were able to do whatever they wanted to. Now, Aguilar got a touchdown catch, and everything was perfect for the Patriots. They're right now, I think, a half a game in first place. We'll see what the Bills do, but they're still battling in the AFC East and the AFC overall for potentially that first seed and potentially dominance in the AFC, which is a wide open AFC. So for the Patriots, you continue your playoff run, or your hopes for the playoffs and the hopes for the AFC East continue. And you look at your defense and say, hey, we can get turnovers, we can get stops, we can get to the quarterback. They have an elite defense. And if you're the Falcons, what's next? You start playing these tough teams, you start looking bad, you start barely beating the bad teams. So we'll see. They got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I assume that'll be a victory, but we'll break that game down later in the week. I'm Jansen Harris here with the Flying High Podcast.